What if I told you you only need 6 bottles of rum to make almost any tiki drink, and you can get each bottle for under $30? Hey folks, how you doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Bob's Bottom Shelf. So, something a lot of people don't tell you about rum, or maybe tiki rums more specifically, is that they're hard to find. In some cases, they're allocated, meaning you're not going to find them unless you happen to be at the right place at the right day when the rum gets there. So we have a choice to make. We can try to locate these specific brands and bottles that are probably quite expensive, some of them, just to make some specific cocktails, or we could generalize a bit and cut it down to 6 bottles that you will be able to find and that'll cost you under $30 a piece. You may have heard terms like column still or pot still. We're not really going to talk about that today too much. What really matters to us about the rum is how it tastes. Not so much how it was produced, which is what column still and pot still refers to. And the taste of each rum from each one of the 6 categories is going to taste different, and that's really all we're going for. So, what are the 6 categories and which bottle should you get from each category? Generally speaking, you'll have lightly aged rum, moderately aged rum, Jamaican rum, Demerara rum, Overproof rum, and French rum Agricole. So your lightly aged rums are going to be generally clear, such as this Don Q or Angostura Caribbean rum. Your light rums are from Puerto Rico, Cuba, or the Trinidad, like this Angostura rum. I generally find that Don Q tends to be a little bit better than Bacardi or even the Cruzan light rum. It has a little bit more character, and you want your light rum to have somewhat of a character. You want it to be obvious that it's rum, otherwise you might as well use vodka, and we're not gonna go there. And I recently picked up this Angostura Caribbean rum from Trinidad and Tobago. It's lightly aged in white oak as opposed to steel barrels like most light rum is. And this one really does have quite a bit of character and flavor for a white rum that's almost borderline to like a moderately aged rum. So this isn't even that expensive. You could grab it for about $16 or $17, and you can get the Don Q Cristal for about $15. For the moderately aged rum, I'm gonna recommend Cruzan like I did last time. Fairly inexpensive, it's about $10, and it's aged for 2 years. I can't say if it's artificial color or not, which is quite common for your dark rums. They might say gold rum or something, and there's a good chance it's just caramel color. Although it can be expected that it will have more of a flavor than your just regular white rum. So if you're going cheap, go for the Cruzan, or you could take a step up a bit and get some Plantation, aged for 5 years. This is Barbados rum. Now sometimes Barbados rum would be in its own category, however it's just fine to substitute as a moderately aged dark rum. And you could pick up this Plantation Barbados rum for $25, or you could find some Mount Gay Eclipse for $20, or you could get Bacardi Gold even, that's fine, for about $15, $16 maybe. Our next category is Jamaican rum. I have 1 bottle today. It's Appleton Estate Signature Blend. This is pretty much the Appleton Estate generic go-to Jamaican rum. You can grab it for about $20. They're easy to find. You can also find Myers Dark Jamaican rum for about $18. It's a little bit more inexpensive, but it does have more of a funk, which is what the Jamaican rum is known for. It's really the best way to describe it, just a funky flavor that might be described as like rotting fruit maybe. I know that doesn't sound good, but it's really more of a smell thing, not so much what it tastes like. And your Jamaican rum is pretty intense with that funk flavor, so you'll typically find it mixed with a light rum to balance out that funkiness. The next category is Demerara Rum. So the flavor of Demerara Rum, it's known for being a lot more richer than even your dark aged rums, but not really funky like the Jamaican rums. It's just a very rich, complex flavored rum. And I kind of have 2 bottles here. I got Hamilton's 86 and Pusser's Navy Rum. It's all made in Guyana on the banks of the Demerara River, and there's only 1 distillery there, so no matter which brand you're getting, it all came from there. The typical go-to brand for Demerara Rum is El Dorado. However, where I live, I can't find it. I don't think they sell it in this state. The only thing I could find, which is just fine, it's Hamilton 86. And despite that, I have to go to 5 different liquor stores to find it. So, if you can't find Demerara Rum, then you can go with Pusser's Navy Rum, because this is actually a blend of 5 rums from Guyana, the British Virgin Islands. It doesn't really say everywhere it's from or exactly how much of each rum is in here. However, I've done a taste test side by side, and I can confidently say that Pusser's Rum is generally Demerara Rum, and it's just a fine substitute, and it's a lot more accessible. You can find this at probably any liquor store. You won't have trouble finding it like El Dorado or, in my case, Hamilton's. And the Pusser's Rum is about $20 or $22 or so. And the Hamilton Demerara 86 Rum is $20 to $22 or so. And the Demerara Rum will bring us right into our next category, which is Overproof Rum. I have one bottle today, just some Overproof Demerara Rum, 151 Hamilton's. This is a perfectly fine substitute for the Lemon Heart 151, which I, of course, couldn't find, and which a lot of tiki recipes will call for. And you don't want to use something like Don Q 151 or the Ray and Nephew 151 unaged Jamaican light rum. Yeah, they're both 151, but trust me, they're not anything like this, and you can't really substitute them. So you're gonna want to find one of these Overproof Demerara rums if you can. And this is the most expensive rum on our category here today. It's probably gonna be just about $30. Our last category is French Rum Agricole, which I almost didn't want to include, but you can't make a Mai Tai without it, so I thought I would include it. So French Agricole Rum, it has a very unique flavor from any of these other rums here. You could almost describe it as grassy, or this one almost smells like vinegar to me. I'm not a huge fan of it. I just have the light variety today. I figured one type was enough. There's other dark and aged varieties that are darker in color. It seems to be an essential category that I should include anyway. And this was literally the only bottle I could find that was under $30. Grabbed this one for about $25. This Martinique Clement Rum Agricole. So there you have it, folks. 6 categories of rum, 6 bottles of rum that you can use to make almost any tiki drink. And they won't break your bank too much because they each cost less than $30, and in some cases between $10 or $20. If you have any other tiki rum recommendations that won't break the bank, let me know in the comments below, or just let me know what your favorite rum in general is. Subscribe, check out parts 1, 2, or 3 of our Homebar series on the screen here, and I'll see you in the next episode.